Welcome back here in China, in the city of Qingdao. Look at the utter chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Protests everywhere. Oh, it's a grim day, as you can see. Clouds, it's raining. It's bloody cold. Winter is upon us. The wind is crazy, so excuse the wind noise. Alright, let's cut that crap. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about the COVID-0 protests going on around China. Thank you for joining the stream, you beautiful people. Sorry for the wind noise. I'm going to try my utmost best to get better audio for you guys. Woo. Hello everybody. Hey Alex Zhang. Click that like button, subscribe button if you are new here. I'm your favorite field reporter from inside China, doing live streams. A reporter without credentials. Anyway, yeah, I'm just an ordinary guy telling you guys what's happening here in China and my life here in China, and giving strong opinions that the West don't like and a lot of people don't like. Hello everybody, thank you for the high five. So how about the likes on this video? We are back rocking and rolling on this channel. Woohoo! Peaceful streets here in Qingdao, China. Ladies and gentlemen, the zero COVID protests is all over the internet. Sorry, I'm going to try get out of the wind noise. Out of the wind, rather. We see videos on the internet of people in Shanghai protesting. We see these videos on the Washington-controlled state news networks, CNN, BBC. Well, BBC is British, you know. All these, well, even Washington control all of them. The whole. Let me just hide from the wind here. Woohoo! Behind this little car. Oh, I thought somebody is in there. But we see these videos, and you can talk to me in the side chat, give your opinion. Just remember to hit the like button. But we see these videos of people protesting in Shanghai and screaming these slurs and bad words towards the Chinese government and Xi Jinping in particular. And this is now making a big uproar. Hello. Making a big uproar around the world. The people in the West are like vultures flying around a carcass. You know, oh, there's something happening in China. God damn it, it's happening. China is collapsing. You know what I mean? They are like vultures onto this story. But I think we need to look at the story a little bit from a different angle. You know what I mean? Don't always take things at face value. Let's just talk a little bit about it. And let me know in the side chat what you guys think. I don't see any comments. Maybe something wrong, or maybe there's a delay. Maybe just give me a thumbs up in the side chat if it's working on your side. But it all started, I know you guys know the story, but we need to go through all of this. Whoa, wind noise. It started with the fire in one of the buildings in Urumqi. Wind, we need to get out of it. Let's hide behind this car. Woo! A fire in a building in Urumqi, ladies and gentlemen. It started there. Now there were stories and rumors online saying these fire trucks were blocked by barricades of the COVID restrictions. You know, the people in charge of preventing people from coming out of their apartments and 100% closed them down in their houses. It's like a jail type thing. So these barricades, they say, blocked the fire engines, these fire trucks, from executing their duty of killing the fire and saving the people. On top of that, they say, when they tried to get into the building, this fire department, or these firefighters, these rescuers, the doors on the building was like locked with steel pieces of wire and all that kind of stuff. And it took the internet, and as I say, the Western mainstream propaganda, Washington controlled news networks by storm. They had a story. Now we can hit China. We've got something finally, because everything we spread around the world just keeps being debunked. Ha! This time we have the video footage. This time we can blame China. We can hit China hard. Because how can they fight against COVID if the rest of the West already lost the fight against COVID? The West cares about the business, not the life. China cares about the life, not the business. How dare they fight against the COVID situation, or the COVID virus? We've got them, they said. I'm going to take you off my ugly mug. Let you look at the protests in the street. So that was the story. And obviously, when people heard about the story, and people started to pick up on this craziness, this uproar on the internet and the propaganda arms, news channels, they started to say, but hey, wait, hold on a minute. We've got the video footage of the fire engines, the fire trucks, that tried to get into these narrow alleys in Urumqi, and it was blocked by cars, vehicles. There was chaotic parking. Even if you look at my area here, there's always been a parking problem here in China. There's a lot of underground parking in these buildings, but there's a lot of people in China, ladies and gentlemen. So the alleys were narrow, but it was cars that blocked these fire engines, these fire trucks. But the internet warriors, these anti-China cult warriors, and the propaganda news networks conveniently didn't report on that. They said, no, it was the COVID zero. It's the zero COVID policy's fault, because they were blocked by these barricades, which were debunked very, very quickly and fast. And a lot of you guys don't know about it, so I'm going to tell you about it right now. The real truth is, it was cars that blocked these fire trucks. They couldn't come through. They couldn't go through the alleys because of that. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing, the wires on these doors of the building, apparently, it was an utter lie. The fire fighters and the rescuers reported that it was absolute lies. It was photoshopped photos that people they just let it go out there to try and start a story. Like I tell you guys, they are like vultures trying to grab a story about China. And especially this comes from Xinjiang. So after they had the big loss of when they lied about the Xinjiang files when it was debunked, they thought, now we have a story. All right, that story was debunked as well. That it was an utter lie. It was photoshopped photos, so don't fall for it. So the Shanghai protests began. And the funny thing is, they started to protest in Urumqi Street in Shanghai, in solidarity with the Xinjiang people in Urumqi. Now, first of all, I want to stop here real quick. Thank you for that likes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the comments in the comment section. I'm going to read them now. First of all, I want to say this is a horrible thing. None of us, not me, not you. I know, let me just get across the street. Woo! Protests everywhere here. Now, I know you guys are like me. It's a horrible thing. People lost their lives in this fire. We don't want people to lose their lives. It doesn't matter where you are. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you believe in. Loss of life is not good. So it's horrible what happened. But if you look at the people that lost their lives, many of them actually died because of fire, the smoke fire, the toxic smoke fire, you know what I mean? But people want you believe they burned to death because they were locked in these buildings, and because zero COVID policy prevented these fire engines to go put out the fire in time. So they want you to believe in this gruesome, like I say, loss of life is horrible, and it was an accident. It's under investigation. So by the way, I just want to fill you in. It came from a plug in a room. It was like, that's where the fire started, and room something 02, 1702, whatever. A mother and a daughter, it was in their room, and it spread out through the building. So it's horrible. They lost their life. But they want you to believe in the most horrible thing ever imaginable. That people were locked in their apartment rooms, they burned to death. And the fire engines couldn't, you know, take out the fire because they were blocked by zero COVID policy barricades, you know what I mean? They want you to believe in this horrible thing, which is not true. It's horrible that people died. But the way it happened is just not what they tried to tell the people online. Anyway, back to the Shanghai protests. So, they started to protest in Urumqi Street in solidarity with the Xinjiang people. But for me, ladies and gentlemen, something is just not right. Something is just not right over there. Hello? Hello? Something is just not right, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't look right to me. Doesn't look organic to me. I want to say, people in China are a little bit tired of this lockdowns. It is inconvenient. You need to do tests all the time. Yes, I do get it. It's been a long time now. Sometimes you can go out to different areas, sometimes you cannot. Rules keeps changing. I totally get it. People are tired of this. And Shanghai in particular and many other cities and areas have really been through hard lockdowns, you know what I mean? So I totally get it. I 100% get it. They are tired of it. But this protests in Shanghai just doesn't look right to me, ladies and gentlemen. It feels to me that this is a planned operation. Look, there are people pissed off with the zero COVID policy, but the push and the instigation of this whole thing feels to me that it's a planned operation. If you look at them videos of these people protesting in Shanghai, you will clearly see a bunch of foreign faces, like real foreign faces, people from the West. But you will also see a bunch of young Chinese people that's got passports in other countries. So the story came out. Also, Urumqi Street is literally 100 kilometers, like in 100 to 200 meters from the US Embassy. All these protests we see all over the world, right at this moment, Iran in particular. Majority of these protests are close to the American Embassy. That must ring alarm bells, because they know they can run and retreat to their safe spots, like, you know, to their base kind of thing. That's the feeling I get. So what I'm trying to say is, I think the Chinese people and the Chinese government need to seriously be careful about what's busy happening with inside China. They need to up their security game here in China. Because I have a feeling, ladies and gentlemen, the NED, CIA, all these people are part of what we see happening in Shanghai right now. Again, I totally get it. It's horrible and we all can agree. People lost their lives. But the way this whole thing is unfolding just doesn't seem organic to me. On top of that, there's a bunch of stories coming out from these youngsters doing protests. The people turning their faces towards cameras, laughing, being in a happy spirit, as if, see, we are here, we can do this type of thing, like, look, we made it, we did it. It doesn't feel to me that these people are heartbroken. You know, the facial expressions doesn't give me that we are heartbroken about people lost their lives. They smile on camera. They laugh. You have one instigator leading chants with these horrible sayings towards the leaders here in China. It looks to me like an orchestrated thing, a staged thing. There are people in between these protests that are in fact tired of the zero COVID policy, make no mistake. But I think, don't take it just as face value. Don't think all of these people are literally just angry about that the story that happened in Xinjiang, and also they are just angry about the zero COVID policy. No. Something fishy. I smell something fishy all the way to heaven in these protests. But I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. There's polls that's coming out from inside China that 85% of the people here in China support the zero COVID policy. I'm going to throw you guys to the front that you see all the chaos here in my city. Protests everywhere. But while you feast your eye on this protests and chaos happening around me, I'm going to speak about this. 85% of the people in China out of 1.4 billion people support this zero COVID policy and strict measurements. Why? Because China is a big country. They have a bunch of scientists, a lot of scientists and health experts that really dug into the situation and into the after effects and the current effects of the COVID situation and all the variants. They are on top of things, and they know that the COVID after effects is going to leave people with serious conditions and effects. Shortness of breath, brain issues, I hear. Serious after effects. The Chinese people are not stupid. They know this. These scientists and these health officials and these leaders totally understand that. And they know that it's better to plan for the future of not having a ill society in the next coming 5 to 10 years. They try to prevent it now, number one. Number two, these people, this government cares more about human life than business, right? The other thing is, the people understand that people still die from COVID, ladies and gentlemen. It's still not over. I know a lot of people want you to believe it's over, it's nothing, it's just a normal flu. There are still people dying of it. This government understands it. They want their people healthy, they want them safe, and they want to prevent future after effects to have an ill generation, an ill society. That's what's going on here. So 85% of the people supports the zero COVID policy. Yes, there are people pissed off with it and tired. You know, me myself, I support this zero COVID policy 100%, but sometimes I'm like, geez, I forgot to be on time with my testing. I need to rush to a station quickly. I think there's one in front of me right now. Maybe I can show you guys, but I need to rush to get my test done. Otherwise I can't go into places, because at this moment, yes, in fact it is one. You see, but they are everywhere. We can speak about this as well. There's one right here. They are literally on the corners of the streets, right next to communities, to make it as convenient as possible for people to get their testing done. Yes, it is in fact one. Let's just see. Yeah, it is one. I think it's a new one. But they are all over the show, so by the way. But sometimes I do get a little bit annoyed, like, oh damn, I forgot to do it. So I get it. Some people are angry. But I don't think all these people in these protests are really so angry that they can do these protests and utter these slurs towards the leaders and the government. You also need to understand how China works. They have local government and central government. It's not the same thing. The people you see protesting and angry and all that kind of stuff normally protest their local government, not the Beijing government, ladies and gentlemen, not the Beijing government, their local government, because the local government are in charge of them. Here we see in Shanghai these words and chants to the central government and the leader. Now, I can tell you now, it feels like a plan to me. If it's in fact a plan of trying to cause division within inside China and think they can topple the government, they are making a big mistake, because it ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. The Chinese people aren't stupid, number one. The Chinese people want their country to do better. They want to go forward. They don't want to be ill. They don't want to go through chaos, because if China must open everything right now and say, okay, everybody just back to normal, go crazy, we're going to see utter chaos. People going to get sick. There's 1.4 billion people in this country. Let your mind understand this. There's not enough hospitals and doctors if everybody instant, all of a sudden just falls sick and they need treatment right now. There's not a chance. It will be utter chaos. Think about that for a second. Think about that. So they are wary. And believe you me, the Chinese government thought about opening this country. I promise you that is definitely an option on the table. They just feel it's not safe enough to do so. I promise you they don't do this on purpose. It's not because they're crazy. It's because they try to figure out how can we do this to sustain a healthy society and not hospitals being overrun and people getting sick and actually people dying and actually people having more than half of my population have after effects in the future. That is what this is all about. Now we see the protests and the West is roaring and the internet is on fire because we got China. But they contradict themselves. Because first, if you can see this protests and you must have seen this question on the internet, it's all over, everybody's asking this. But if the people in Urumqi can freely protest about the fire in that apartment, don't you think they would have protested about the genocide in Xinjiang? We would have saw many daily huge protests, right? But we don't, because the Xinjiang allegations are false. All right? And they also contradict themselves, because for years and years and years I heard, what's going on with my gimbal? Come back here, boy. On my mug. Hold on for me, ladies and gentlemen, something is going on. The CIA took over my gimbal. Hold on for me. Holy moly, somebody is controlling my gimbal. Woohoo! We're back. For years, I've been hearing that Chinese people can't protest. Geez, something is wrong. Somebody took over my gimbal. Hold on for me, my friends. Let me try fix this quickly. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Hold on for me, you're gonna shake real quick, okay? Hold on for me. And let's try get on again. Are we back? Let me see. Holy moly, this is crazy. This is scary. Somebody took over my gimbal. It's just moving around. Let me hold it like this. Anyway, for years we've been hearing that Chinese people aren't allowed to protest, because if they do, they will be thrown into jail forever. Okay, there we go. Let's see if your gimbal is okay. No, I don't know. It's freaking out. The CIA took over my gimbal. They don't want the truth to being told. What's going on? Hold on for me. I know I'm sideways. It makes the stream interesting. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Holy moly, what's going on? Woohoo! I can see you. People say they can see me. Yes, I know. But the issue here is... Holy moly. Wait. This is the weirdest thing ever. Wait. I'm gonna hold you in my hand, ladies and gentlemen. Let me sit down and take you out of this gimbal. Holy moly, this is crazy. They really took over my gimbal. What's going on? Anyway, recalibration. Anyway, but they say people can't protest in China because they will be locked up and the keys will be thrown away here in China. But they protest, so they contradict themselves, these bloody assholes. Do you guys get my point? This is how they are. Let me try again. Okay, this is the weirdest stream, my friends. I hope you enjoy this. Click the like button if you do, because this is weird as hell. Wow, the CIA NED is really everywhere. This is crazy. This is nuts. This is utter chaos. Hold on. Let's try again. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got full control over the gimbal again. I have no clue what happened. If you thought that little roller coaster was fun, hit the like button. I told you I'm your favorite ground news reporter without credentials and high-end gear. But yeah, back to the story. So you get my point. People in Xinjiang protest. They were unhappy. People died in this building. They were misled into how it happened. Luckily, the truth came out. Now we see these protests in Shanghai. And so, by the way, then we see the Foxconn protests, which is so weird for me because it's a Taiwanese company. But the media won't let you know it's a Taiwanese company. No. It's in China mainland, it's a Chinese company. They don't want you to know it's a Taiwanese company. It is a Taiwanese company, ladies and gentlemen. So there's so many holes to this whole story. I guess my point of this stream is just trying to let your mind just think a little bit different, right? Just don't fall for anything you hear and see on the internet and what people say and tweet out and all that kind of crap. And so, by the way, woo, am I in hot water on Twitter today, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to go see what that is all about, you should go follow me on Twitter at Mr. Jerry Good. Twitter at Mr. Jerry Good. Also, I want to ask you to follow me on Telegram. I'm going to build my Telegram account because we can't trust what is happening on these Western platforms. So I will put my link also in the description later and in the pinned comment. You need to follow me on Telegram. Also on Twitter, go see. I'm in hot water because I'm just telling the people that I support zero COVID policy. I don't think these protests are really that organic, and I don't really think people should believe everything they hear about the building burning and the people that died in Urumqi. I think people need to hang on a second and just wait. Let's see what's coming from this. But don't take it as face value and believing China is in chaos. The whole China is protesting. We talk about 1.4 million people. You see a bunch of people protesting in Shanghai. I mean, compare that to 1.4 billion people. Let your mind tell you the truth itself, right? And yeah, there's people complaining and moaning about zero COVID, the policy. I still support it, although there's a lot of hoops you need to jump through. I still support it because I know it's for the better good in the future. My business is struggling, meaning my equipment is arriving late, my stuff are coming later. I get it. I have a deadline. I need to open the 17th. It's a struggle to get everything done, but still I understand that business is not number one on the list of the people here in China. It's the life, it's the family, the grandma, the grandpa, the aunt, the uncle, the kid, it's the life, the family that matters. So jump through those goddamn hoops. It's for the better good of the society over here. That I do get. And hit that like button if you agree with me. Let me just show you again the protests while we go. Just to make sure that you understand there's protests here at my place as well. That the whole China is busy collapsing. So by the way, beautiful, beautiful. All these people have houses to live in. It's not for speculation. It's not for making money. It's for them to live in. To have an awesome, awesome life. But that is my take on this zero COVID policy and the protests happening around China right now. I don't know if you agree with me. What I'm going to do is quickly read some comments. We have about 3-5 minutes left on this stream. Let me quickly I first need to get out of this wind. Let me read some comments. I'm going to random pick. So by the way, you can send a super chat if you want your comment to be seen. Let me see. I'm quickly going to read. Foxconn was about hours payment, not lockdown. Yes, ignorant West said it was all about zero COVID. You're 100% right, Hong Tao. It was about poor conditions these people live in. It was about poor payment. Apple's got a big influence here in China, same as Tesla. I still believe these kind of companies needs to go. I know a lot of you won't agree with me. I believe these companies need to go, including KFC, McDonald's, all these Western companies needs to go. China need to start bring their own cool companies, brands, fast food shops, and just rock and roll with it, because the West won't end these attempts to destroy the second biggest population country inside on this planet, face of planet. That's their biggest boner they want, is to topple a government and to infiltrate a big country and a healthy society as China. I agreed. Thank you. Well, good reporting, Jerry. Thank you, Richard Reed. Foxconn compromised workers to get salary, but he did not. And Foxconn announced that workers can get paid by next March. It means some workers can get money before Chinese New Year, which is next February. Yeah, that is some little bit of backside info about the whole Foxconn thing. Hey, let's see if we can get to that 100 likes real quick. Tesla had to recall 87,000 cars due to software. Yeah, absolutely. All these things are happening, but still, these companies have got a huge influence with inside China, and I think it's time to stop. China did their due diligence by opening up this country, making it possible for people to start businesses, tech businesses, all this kind of stuff, and the West keeps fucking up their relationship with China. End of story. Period. That's a fact. That's an actual fact. Hello, Jerry from California. Hey, Indigenous American, so greatly respect for you, or great respect for you for being here. This is the #1 country in the world. Absolutely, Richard. I fully agree with you, my brother. It's an indisputable fact. And the West hates it. The West hates it. America hates it. These warmongers in control of the people in America and in the West hates it. They can't stand it. They hate it. They can't stand this. We need 1 like to that 100 likes, okay? Random comment. Personally, what China did in the early stages to control COVID is good. But nowadays, China should relax more than what they've done thus far. From Parkland Law. I totally get what you're saying. I say no. Go forward with this. Don't relax now. The only side that's going to win once China relax and the strict measurements, or let's say make go of the zero COVID policy, is America and the West. They're going to be the big winners. China cannot let this happen, and they're going to use that story for a very long time, believing they overpowered a decision of this government to reach to the people. They had influence to the people to make end of the zero COVID policy, because the West knows it is good for China. The West knows it is beneficial for them if all the people in China get sick instantly. All right? They can't relax it now. Not now. The Chinese government need to hold on with this, but maybe tweak a little bit here and there some of the rules to make it easier, but they can't let it go now. That's my honest opinion. Jy moet terugkom huis toe, ons mis jou. Ek mis jou toe. Ek mis jou ook. US blocked Huawei. Yes, absolutely. I saw the news. The US can't handle it because Huawei is a fantastic company. China is making fantastic technology, phones, cars, all that kind of stuff. We have a BYD, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is Build Your Dream. It's electric vehicles. Fantastic cars. They have awesome products here in China. Fantastic products and brands. The West don't want them in their country. There's nothing about security bullshit. The West are the ones that's sharing our information with all these organizations, spy organizations within inside America. Edward Snowden told us this years and years back. They want to block Huawei and ZTE and all these companies now because they understand now. Holy shit, China is building fantastic products, fantastic chips, fantastic internet speeds, amazing camera qualities, all this kind of tech in this small little device for cheaper than our lazy, capitalist, greedy work products we put in front of our people. And they're scared that their people know about this, because that will be the downfall of capitalism in America. Is there a rain drop on my camera? Yeah, there is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we had enough. That is my take on the zero COVID policy and the protests happening all around China right now, as you hear. Please don't believe in everything. Listen to what I've said. It's starting to rain, so I need to take cover. What I don't do for you guys. Thank you for that 100 likes. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to leave you with a beautiful view of my awesome city here in Qingdao. Let me know what you think about the COVID zero or the zero COVID policy and the protests in China in the comment section. Go follow me on Twitter and Telegram. That is a must. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out. See ya.